I'm D.
Simone.
My name is Miles.
I'm Samurai the Seventh.
My name is Vegas.
My name is Travis.
My name is Lagaya.
My name is Mookie.
I'm Jared, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
I'm from Los Angeles.
Washington, D.C. Atlanta, Georgia.
Fairbanks, Alaska.
Salt Lake City, Utah.
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Los Angeles.
I am from Salt Lake City, Utah as well, but I was raised in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Let's see.
I come from a Jamaican, British, and African-American family.
My father was from Gary, Indiana. My mother was from Waco, Texas. And they met in Denver, Colorado, and moved to Fairbanks, Alaska. So they're quite adventurous.
My family emigrated here from Egypt in the 70s.
My mother's from Lagos, Nigeria, but spent a lot of her life in London, England.
The way my mom ended up in New Orleans is she was actually born there, you know, and so was her mom, and just generations of kind of like that.
My dad is from Paterson, New Jersey. It's a pretty rough place to grow up in. He sang his way out. That was part of the Platters, famous music group back in the day. And somehow ended up in Salt Lake City, Utah.
The records start that we know of with my great-great-grandparents. They came here from, Africa as slaves.
We had a conversation on our way here saying that we don't really know any further than that. We don't know where our grandparents were born. We don't really know where we came from. Africa, I guess, but Africa is, so many things. It's a continent. There's different countries. We don't know exactly really where we're from.
I come from a multi-ethnic background. This brings my family closer together. My relationship with my parents has grown tighter.
I never knew my dad, but my mother's side of the family is all from a small town in North Carolina. They definitely are very close in that town. Everyone is pretty much at the poverty level.
I grew up in the capital of the Confederacy, so I could leave my house or walk to class on my college campus, and we have Monument Avenue where there's a long street of just Confederate statues. So I didn't have to go far to experience racism. Racism was there as soon as I went to school.
I lived in Los Angeles for about the first 9-10 years of my life. Then we moved to the East Coast in New Hampshire, lived there for about 7 years. Been back here, moved back here after, and been here since. So I'm pretty much Angelino, West Coaster with, a little bit of East Coast. When we moved to the East Coast, that's when I really started experiencing racism because, we were in New England, New Hampshire, which is an extremely predominantly white area.
I got to see a perspective from a Black person's perspective in a nearly all-white atmosphere. I was resentful to my parents. They wanted us to live in a place where we could learn at the highest levels. They wanted us to be around white people. I think to them that meant that they were making it, I guess, and they wanted the best for us. Little did they know that we were being harassed and bullied and just ignored.
I would like to say that, hey, I'm an African prince, a warrior or something,
Right.
but I've kind of had to embody that, because I don't truly know. I have to rely on Ancestry.com,
Right.
to find out. Simple and plain answer is we were taken from it.
So just being born and raised in Atlanta, in the South, in Stone Mountain, Georgia, a place where a lot of the KKK had their meetings, their lynchings, etc. The Confederate flag, the Confederate soldiers being carved on the side of Stone Mountain. Going back and forth between living in an area like Washington, D.C., which is so rich in African-American community, I would often go back and forth between that environment and the environment down south, which is very much in your face, racially charged.
We've lived in New Orleans our whole life. We love it. the culture, the people. It's predominantly, our neighborhood is predominantly black. It's one of those old neighborhoods where your neighbor, she has the right to like give you a whooping if she sees you doing something.
I heard he got the test. I didn't get the test. He got it, and I still want to take it, you know, because I don't really believe it. I'm like, I want to know more. So while I would say we don't know who we really are.
You know, getting into theater, it was, in a way, an outlet for me to forget all of the social aspects that was, if anything, holding me down from being myself. In a way, I kind of found a way to not be myself as an actor growing up in a weird way. It's a lot of things that you get so numb to and so used to that you don't realize how it's really truly affecting you.
My mother and my father split up, and she decided to move us to where my father is from, Gary, Indiana. Now I'm around a lot of black people, and I don't fit in because I talk white, whatever that means. So I don't fit in anywhere, really.
I don't have much experience with racism, but I have experienced childhood trauma. And that childhood trauma was never resolved.
I just think anywhere being black it's just hard. Like, you know, whether it be high school, middle school, you always kind of felt like, if you want to say like target, like you're a target, like a target on your back.
I'm also a mother of the most vibrant, most empathetic little boy with the most energy you ever see in a child in your entire life. But to be honest, I am scared for him.
My neighborhood is full of the typical black on black crime. My younger brother, Donovan, died. And then my younger brother, Tyrone, he died.
Growing up in DC, it was tough, you know? It was right around the time when crime was really erupting in that area.
That childhood trauma has festered throughout my life. Unbeknownst to me, the psychological, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional effects that leaves on an individual is the same as racism. Trauma is trauma.
So many people look at life as a scope of what they can see. And I don't think that's what life is. Life isn't about what you can see. It's more about what you can't see. You know, you can't see air, but you know it's there.